Hey folks, welcome back to my channel, the Evil Dungeon Master Universe channel. I am your host, Evil Dungeon Master, your evil host, whatever you want to call me. But today I want to talk a little bit about some news that actually applies to gaming. And this is really the only time I'll probably do this because it's interesting that Netflix is going to be giving us a Dungeons and Dragons pretty much TV show banking off the 2023 movie with Chris Pine in it. Now, I don't know if Chris Pine's actually going to be in the TV show, but Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves was actually a pretty decent movie if you went into it just for entertainment purposes. I enjoyed it. My wife, who is not a gamer at all, she just likes looking at all the books and, talking about it. She loved the movie, absolutely loved it. She was like, oh, it's so good. There was a lot of good, hat tips for, to the cartoon and the TV show and everything. It was just pretty cool. So Netflix is rolling the dice on a new era of Dungeons and Dragons. Sean Levy is set to produce a new series that is set in legendary Forgotten Realms. Now, they were originally supposed to do this on Paramount Plus, and they had a whole thing going. They ordered it and everything, and then disappeared into nothing. So let's hope this actually pans out a little bit. It is Netflix, so I am a little bit worried about Netflix trying to do this because Netflix has a habit of doing weird things with shows, but we'll see. News of the streamer's foray in the world of questing comes as they prepare to welcome Chris Pine's 2023 movie adaptation, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, to their library February 26th. So you can start watching it on Netflix on February 26th. So that'd be kind of cool. I'll watch it again. It was an interesting movie, entertaining for what it was worth. After previous attempts to bring the franchise to the small screen at Paramount Plus, as I said, were spirited away, it looks like Netflix could be the one to finally deliver success for the D&D universe. Now, it says universe, which to me means it's going to be more than just one TV show. It's actually going to be maybe a franchise of a bunch of things they're going to do. Maybe we'll get some Greyhawk, maybe we'll get some Dragonlance, Eberron, who knows? I don't think we'll get those things, but it's nice to kind of, the Ravenloft thing would be kind of interesting. The Dungeons and Dragons franchise is one that should be a huge money spinner for whoever gets it's right. That is a good point, based on the fact that it's so popular, and now it is waning a little bit in its popularity due to 2024 D&D, which made people seem like it's 5.5, and it's doing the whole thing that they did with 3 and 3.5, so it may not be as popular as it was, but still people are playing it and enjoying it. So after almost 5 decades as one of the best-known tabletop role-playing games, the franchise has previously failed to stick the landing when it comes to live-action adaptations. The heavily criticized 2000 movie, starring Jeremy Irons, puts any franchise ideas under a suppression spell for years. But the 2023 Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves managed to please many fans and prove that it was possible to deliver a successful project based on the IP. Now, yeah, the 2000 movie was quite bad. Jeremy Irons was probably the only redeeming quality of that movie. It really did not do well as far as I thought it was just dumb. The way they handled it, and the Snails character was really utterly annoying. It was one of the Wayne brothers. No. Now, Mythic Quest, the first Mythic Quest, which was done, I think, by fans, that was a perfectly done D&D movie without D&D on it. Like D&D, serial number filed right off of it. I thought it was a great movie and a great addition. The later ones were okay, but the two, I think it was 2016 they did it. Mythic Quest, the first one, is actually a great watch. If you haven't watched it, go look for it. It's great. The rest of them, take it or leave it. It's up to you. The new series can now pick up on the quest to bring D&D to streaming, but that originally began when E1, then a subsidiary of a toy giant Hasbro, set to the creation of a D&D TV show as one of its top priorities in 2021. Although things appeared to be on track when Paramount Plus gave a straight-to-order series in 2023, shifting priorities and focuses on the platform saw the project quietly dropped. Yeah, they had quite a few projects on Paramount Plus that they were pushing for quite some time to get people to join the app, and they had a bunch of TV shows specifically exclusive to the app that did not attract people, and they lost quite a bit of money, so they had to drop a lot of projects. Let's see. At one point, completely redeveloped project that attracted the attention of Deadpool and Wolverine, director Levy and writer showrunner Drew Crivello. Dungeons and Dragons could be the perfect replacement for Stranger Things, the perfect Stranger Things replacement. I don't understand how. I know Stranger Things had some D&D type things and elements in it. I really not watched it, but it really wasn't about D&D. Stranger Things was about the weird things that were occurring, and I guess D&D was just a piece of it. Yeah, sure, it can replace it, possibly. I mean, there are other shows out there that probably do a better job, but okay. The new D&D project arrives at a time when fantasy's big business again, especially when it is based on a long-standing, world-renowned IP. As the godfather of fantasy, Dungeons & Dragons is one of the most immersed and expansive world-building properties ever created, and has so many avenues to explore, it's hard to understand how it has taken this long to make a full-blown franchise a reality. TV shows are difficult to do, and a lot of fantasy TV shows just don't cut it when it comes to D&D type things. The only thing that really came close in the 90s where we had Xena and Hercules, and that wasn't D&D, but it was basically like a D&D type show in a sense. So, and then we got some other type of show, like we got things like Crod Mandu and the Flaming Sword, which was D&D like, and it was more of a comedy and a joke than it was more about fantasy and adventure. We also had Gallivant for the longest time, which was kind of like a musical type thing about Gallivant, which actually was pretty decently done, and it had action adventure, and the singing wasn't as bad as you think it was, but that's another example. Obviously, the serendipity of the D&D series' potential landed at Netflix is a twofold, thanks to Levy's involvement in Netflix's mighty Stranger Things franchise. In the last several years, Stranger Things has been responsible for bringing the world of Dungeons & Dragons to a whole new audience. Thanks to the game being a prominent theme of the series in several ways, Levy is back in the director's chair for some of the final episodes of Stranger Things Season 5. And following up this with a D&D project seems like a perfect coupling. Do you think so? I don't know. I would like to see another Dungeons & Dragons movie with Chris Pine in it, because I thought his character was interesting. All the characters they had were interesting in that. So, although all of this is still in very early stages, things seem to be falling into place for Dungeons & Dragons to become a Netflix next big fantasy offering. With franchises such as Stranger Things, The Sandman, The Witcher, set to end their flagship series, the legendary heroes of Forgotten Realms could fill the void left behind and become a cornerstone of the streamer's future in the genre. Maybe, we don't know exactly. And that's the article there. And then there's another couple articles. This one's from IGN talking about it could be the next live action series in the D&D universe. And it's pretty much the same as the other article, just a little bit shorter. And right now they're recommending that watch Amazon's Secret Level anthology series, because they had one that was based on a D&D animation, which I have not watched. I have to take a look at that. It might be interesting to see what that is all about. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think Netflix is going to do a good job when it comes to making this D&D series? Think it's going to be cheap knockoff, or are they going to put a lot into this and do it right and please the fans? I would think that they would do it right because they want to please the fans, but you never know. It's unfortunate that we don't have someone like Gary Gygax still alive to give input, or Dave Arneson to give input on these things. Unfortunately, they both passed away many years ago, and I would guarantee if they were both still alive, they would be more than happy to give some advice or some anything to the D&D TV series, which I'm sure they would have given advice to D&D 4e and 5e should they have been around, which I think maybe Dave Arneson might have been around. I don't think so. No, he wasn't. Well, for 4th edition he was, but not 5th. Gary gave his advice on, I think, 3rd edition and did not like it because of the way it was going, and then Dave Arneson approved it. I think Gary died in 2008, around there, so he was I think 4th edition was just being kind of worked on at that point. I'm not sure when 4th edition came out exactly, but he probably would have told them, no, don't do that. Or maybe he would have said he liked it. I don't know, but I have a feeling he would have definitely stepped in here and tried to give his 2 cents about this. I mean, he pretty much gave his 2 cents about the cartoon that we got in the 80s, and we got an interesting ride on that cartoon. Too bad it never finished. Yes, I know, fans finished it with the script and the actors, but it was nice to see that, and some of the writers that did that. So anyway, tell me what you think in the comments about this. You think it's going to go anywhere, or it's just going to be a dud? It's Netflix. Do we trust them? I don't know. I'm going to head out. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, and God bless everybody.
Don't ever laugh as the hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet from